God is not okay with the type of slavery that the African.
So this young lady has obviously bought into the doctrine that she has been taught by some church member, some pastor, or someone who is an apologist who wants to detract from the horrors that is written within this book. In her video, she talks about the fact that she says God is not okay with the type of slavery that the Africans went through. But what she failed to realize, and as she goes on and talk about indentured servitude, is that your God is actually cool with that type of slavery. You see, your Bible actually says that, true, if you take a slave from someone who is of your tribe, you have to let them go in 7 years, indentured servitude or debt slavery. But according to your book, if you take a slave from the foreigners who live amongst you, or a foreigner from a conquered land, you are able to take them as slaves and pass for life and pass them down to your children. That is called chattel slavery. That is exactly what the American slavery and trans-Sahara slavery was all about. Taking people from a tribe that is not of your own and making them slaves for life. That is in your book. Too often, all people do is hear the doctrines that they have been preached. She went as far as saying that in the New Testament, when it says that slaves should love their masters as Christ loved the church, they refer to that as a job. She refers to it just like a job, like you on your job. That you should love your boss as Christ loved the church. This young lady obviously has not read the book and does not understand the book. We pick and choose what parts we want to listen to and what parts we don't. The parts that fit our social consciousness of today. But what we have to recognize is that if your God was a good God, then he, as y'all like to call him, would not allow any slavery whatsoever. That there wouldn't be indentured servitude, that there wouldn't be chattel slavery, that there wouldn't be sex slavery of women to a man, that you wouldn't have rules in there that says that if you are an indentured servant but you marry another slave and choose to want to be with that slave woman, that you then have to continue to be a slave for life to your master. See, I really challenge you to go and really read and understand what your book actually says about slavery. This is why the Europeans and the Arabs were able to justify their enslavement of the Africans and the Americans when they got here and when they went over there.